Joining us now on the MARR Army Rock Show. You know, one of the things we pride ourselves here on the Rock Show is combing the globe to find you the best new music as it comes out. And a lot of it does come out of Baltimore these days. And we're going to introduce you to a fairly new band. They're only about 6 months old, I believe. They are Sailor Take Warning. They've got a cool single out we're going to play for you tonight called You Can't Bury a Soul. And we've got Adam, Nick, and Robert with us from Sailor Take Warning. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, man. How's it going?
Hey, it's going great now, and we're not really exactly strangers to all of you as musicians, but since the band is really about 6 months old, I'd first like if you could give our listeners kind of a little bio of the band, how you guys came together, and tell us a little bit about the band.
All right, well, it kind of all started with a Facebook post from Nick. He was talking about, starting up to write again, because he was in a couple bands before this one, a few years back. He was vocalist in a band called Incarnate, and I had just, messaged back to him, say, hey, man, I'll write some riffs for you, and, he had two other people, Justin, our other guitarist, and Chris, our drummer, who is not here right now, but it all kind of stemmed from there, and, we just started jamming, and later on, it got a little bit more serious, so we started looking for a bassist, and the first person who popped in my mind was Robert. I played with him a little bit before in the past. We actually never got the chance to play together in a band. We were cut short a little bit, but things came to fruition, and here we are.
Now, this is a pretty heavy band. It's on the heavier side of the stuff we cover. Now, is that the background that most of you guys have come from? Now, I know Adam a little better than some of you, but tell us about the musical backgrounds you guys have and how that works for this band.
Well, truth be told, what we've all played live has always been heavy in nature. But one thing I believe we pride ourselves on, whether it be in this band or even bands we played in before, we don't really abide by the word genre. And especially this day and age, there's a million different types of genre for music that all pretty much kind of sounds the same. But we like being versatile in our writing, but I think I speak for all of us where we've always enjoyed an aggressive style nature of music where it's just packed full of emotion and movement. And I mean, even as a kid, if I couldn't bang my head or shout to it, I really didn't want any parts of it. But like I said, I really like that we don't pigeonhole ourselves into sounding like one specific band or trying to do one style and staying with it. I like that we have so many. I mean, to the non-listener, we're a bunch of metalheads, but we each come from different backgrounds of different styles of metal, and we try to make something that we feel is at least unique to us. And with each song of ours you listen to, you couldn't say that it sounded like just one band the whole time. I really think we're trying to be signature and being unique in our sound. I mean, it's hard to say that this day and age because there have been so many great bands along the ways. It's impossible to say you haven't been influenced by anybody else, but we don't want to just fall into one category and sound just like one band. Quite frankly, whether it sounds like something we've done or not, if it sounds good to us, we're going to write it and we're going to play it, whether it sounded like the last song or not.
So the tune we're featuring today is You Can't Bury a Soul. Now, tell me a little bit about the writing process for that tune. I always wonder, with some of the heavier bands, I've seen them do it different ways. How'd you guys start? Was it guitar riffs first? Was it lyrics? How'd you guys start this tune?
It started with guitar riffs. I wanted to branch out from the 6-string. I got myself a 7-string because a lot of the bands that I've actually been getting into are playing those. Of course, with the 7-string, you get a little bit more punch. And so, I picked one up, and this was actually the first 7-string song I wrote, and I'm really proud of it with the help of these guys. Lyrics came later, and it turned into what we have now.
Now, from what I can gather from your Facebook page, this is part of an upcoming EP. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I'm actually going to pass you off to Robert here because he's the one doing the recording, and I tell you what, he's doing a damn fine job.
Yeah, so sorry. All the recording and stuff, we started just trying to make a song just to see how everything was going to sound, and from that evolved into we can just do all this stuff and record all the songs that we have, and we just lean into just getting our main 4 songs that we already knew and all that stuff, so we started working with those, and been like up and down. We had to like re-record songs all over again because like we just got better at doing it. The more that we play with each other, the more that we learn from each other and figure out how to make the songs sound better.
Now, are you doing the production on these? Because that was one of the things I was going to ask, is where it was recorded and produced. So you're actually the producer on these tunes as well?
Yes, that is correct. I recorded everything and I produced all the songs.
Now, is that something that you've got a long history of doing? Have you produced a lot of their stuff before?
I mean, I've been doing it kind of like for a while, but for myself, just to like, I enjoy writing songs, no matter what it is. I do like hip hop, and I do like soft music and stuff, like indie and stuff like that. But my love has always been heavy music. I have like my own personal project that is just me. I played everything and all that stuff, and since I started working with these guys, I said, like, let's just do everything. Like how I do the stuff for my own music, let's just do the same for the band. And that's how all this came up, because I'm trying to have my own recording studio and all that stuff in the future. So this is a really good way for me to have this as one of my, like, basically my first, like, real recording that is going to come out.
Now, for folks that like when we play the tune You Can't Bury a Soul, I want to encourage them to go back on your Facebook page and look back, because you have another tune that came back out in August entitled Isolation. So tell us a little bit more about that tune.
Isolation was the very first song we ever wrote as a band. It means a lot to me just because we're playing a show next month in February, and me personally, this will be the first time in 7 years I set foot on stage. Just the way life goes, you know, get a career, buy a house, all that good stuff. And unfortunately, you know, your biggest love, music, can sometimes take the back burner. And it got to the point where something felt missing from my life. You know, I spend my life listening to music, tunes stuck in my head. But I realized that the biggest thing I was missing was performing. And we were just excited to finally have 5 guys together with the same mindset, same message, and really it means a lot because it was our first song as a band, and we wish we had more out right now because we got a lot of really good tunes, but we got to hold them back because, like I speak for myself and some of the guys here, it has been a little bit of time since we've been relevant as musicians and playing out, so we're chomping at the bit to release everything. But we were really excited to release that, you know, just be like, hey, we're here. And it was more just of an introduction to establish ourselves as a band, to get a buzz started. But I can promise you the best is still yet to come.
So as I mentioned, I'm going to encourage people listening to this to go back, and if they scroll back a little bit on your Facebook page, or if they go to YouTube, they can find that tune Isolation as well. Now, hey, you just alluded to a show. I know the name of the show that's coming up. You guys got going up. Why don't you tell people all about your debut live show?
Sure, man. It's the Frozen Harbor Music Festival. It's at Power Plant. It's taken up, you know, pretty much all the venues there. There's like 160 bands or something like that playing throughout the weekend. It's Friday and Saturday. We are playing Saturday at the Angels Rock Bar stage. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for folks listening that may not be familiar, that's in Baltimore, Maryland, is where that Power Plant venue is. And it's a pretty cool little festival in the middle of the winter where just all kinds of music all over that place. So go check that out for sure. Now, I know it's early in your guys' career and you got a couple lyric videos out. Have you had any talk about doing a music video at all? I know it costs a lot of money, but have you guys talked about it at all?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. That actually has come up recently, but it also hints at, just to say, I really think as us 5 as a nucleus, we're incredibly fortunate. Robert is one of the best bass players I've ever met, but he's actually incredibly more valuable than just his musical talents. Not only is he our producer, but he also did all the animation and graphics for our lyric video. And on top of that, our drummer Chris, he's a professional photographer, so if we ever need any band shots or anything like that, like everything we have done has come from the 5 of us, so it's been great. But yeah, we haven't spent a dime, which I know that sounds terrible, but we're incredibly fortunate to have guys like that in this band. Now, we have a few more songs that we have recorded, which I suppose I'm not at liberty to speak about yet, but a friend of ours is in video production, and it has come up about shooting a video. It's just a matter of getting logistics together and typically you'll shoot a music video outside, and right here in Baltimore, it's probably 8 degrees outside, so it might be a little bit before we before we film that one. But yeah, that's definitely in talks. Our focus right now is getting back into this practicing real hard, getting ready for our debut show. We from a practice standpoint, we've been on a bit of a hiatus. He's not here with us tonight, Justin, but he just had a baby girl 2 months ago.
And congratulations to him, yeah.
So, yeah, that's really exciting. I mean, we miss him here at practice, but, family always comes first, and that's the thing we cherish more than anything in this world. But, we're excited for everything that's in store for us, and we've been trying to get everything in order for this show. This is the first band I've been in where it's almost been backwards. Bands I've been in before, you practice, you play a show, and then you record, and then you do all that. We're trying to have all the professional stuff done before we even set a single foot on stage, which has been kind of an interesting experience. But what's valuable about it is everything's engraved in stone. We know how everything is. Everything sounds good, and we can hit the ground running.
So not to pressure you on it, but do you think there's any chance you'll have the EP available for folks that might be coming to that Frozen Harbor Festival? Will it be out yet then?
I'll tell you soon.
Fair enough. I'm going to encourage people to go over and like the Sailor Take Warning Facebook page, and they can keep tabs on when that EP is going to come out. So with that said, hey, where do you want people to go to find your music? They are Sailor Take Warning. Where's the best place for people to go to keep up with you guys and learn more about you?
As of right now, Facebook. We're releasing the lyric videos and things like that on the Facebook. We are going to be looking into Spotify, for example, iTunes. Once we decide when the EP will be released, we'll be looking into those as well.
So for right now, man, go to Sailor Take Warning on Facebook, and if it gives you one of the little tricky searches, just do Sailor Take Warning Band, all one word, and you'll find it. Hey, we've been talking with Adam, Nick, and Robert of Sailor Take Warning. We're going to spin You Can't Bury a Soul tonight. If it's okay with you guys, we're also going to spin Isolation as well, if that's good with you all.
Go for it.
So,
all right.
Hey, man, I really want to thank you guys for being here. Wish you the best of luck. And I love introducing new bands on this show. And we are going to keep a close eye on you guys as you make your way through this little adventure.
We appreciate you having us, man.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Yes, thank you.